Welcome back to Who Died Today USA channel. In the past few days, we have received somber news about the passing of extraordinary talents. Today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Additionally, we will recap the stars we have recently lost. Before we begin, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you.
Coming of the sun, well, I'll lay my armor down, gonna take up my robe and...
Lulu Roman, the beloved American entertainer known for her vibrant humor and heartfelt music, passed away on April 23, 2025, at the age of 78 in Bellingham, Washington, where she had recently moved to be near her son. Her passing was unexpected, and no cause has been officially determined. Born Bertha Louise Habel on May 6, 1946, in Dallas, Texas, Lulu rose to fame as a breakout star of the country variety show Hee Haw, charming audiences from its very first episode in 1969 through its final season in 1993. Her quick wit and unforgettable presence made her a fan favorite, and her comedic timing lit up iconic sketches like The Culhanes and Truck Stop. Off-screen, she transformed her pain into purpose, turning a difficult childhood into a wellspring of strength and resilience. In the mid-1970s, Lulu discovered her voice in a new way, through gospel music. She went on to release over a dozen albums, winning a Dove Award in 1985, and collaborating with legends like Dolly Parton and George Jones. In 1999, she was inducted into the Country Gospel Music Hall of Fame, a testament to her powerful impact in both music and faith communities. Lulu also faced personal challenges, including struggles with mobility and health. At one point, she was limited to a scooter due to her weight, but through discipline and determination, she shed over 200 pounds, inspiring countless others by proving it's never too late to reclaim one's life. Her legacy is one of laughter, music, and redemption. To many, she was more than a performer. She was a reminder that healing is possible, and joy can rise from even the hardest places. Lulu Roman's story will continue to uplift and inspire generations to come. Lar Park Lincoln, a radiant presence on both screen and stage, is lovingly remembered for the depth, charisma, and warmth she brought to every role she played. She passed peacefully on April 22, 2025, at the age of 63. Though she had previously faced breast cancer, her cause of passing was not officially disclosed. Born Lori Jill Park on May 12, 1961, in Dallas, Texas, Lar first captivated audiences with her portrayal of the telekinetic Tina Shepard in Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood, 1988, bringing both strength and vulnerability to one of the franchise's most beloved characters. She later became a household name on the long-running CBS primetime drama Knots Landing, where she portrayed Linda Fairgate, a complex and cunning character who kept viewers guessing and engaged through several dramatic seasons. Off-screen, Lar was deeply committed to uplifting others. She founded Actors Audition Studios in Dallas, where she mentored aspiring performers with passion and integrity, drawing from her 4 decades of experience in the entertainment industry. In 2008, she penned Get Started, Not Scammed, offering guidance to young talents navigating the challenges of acting, modeling, and pageantry. A familiar face to millions, Lar also graced QVC for nearly 20 years as an on-air personality, sharing beauty and travel products with warmth and authenticity. She even launched her own clothing line, the Piper Alexander Collection. Lar Park Lincoln leaves behind a legacy of artistic courage and heartfelt mentorship. To her students, she was more than a coach, she was a guiding light. And to her fans, she remains a symbol of grace, resilience, and enduring talent. Her spirit continues to shine through every performance, every lesson, and every life she touched. Breaking news. Dick Van Dyke, a living legend who continues to defy the odds at 99. What's his secret? Dick Van Dyke is not just a legend in Hollywood. He is a beacon of vitality and resilience, showing the world that age is merely a number. At 99 years old, the man who brought to life some of the most iconic characters in film and television has continued to be a source of inspiration for millions. From his unforgettable roles in Mary Poppins to The Dick Van Dyke Show and his more recent appearances in the Night at the Museum franchise, Van Dyke has not only had a career that spanned 7 decades, but also cultivated a reputation for his boundless energy and optimism. But what is his secret to maintaining such incredible health and zest for life at an age when most people are slowing down? Let's take a deep dive into his journey and discover how this 99-year-old dynamo continues to captivate audiences worldwide. Born on December 13, 1925, Dick Van Dyke began his career in the mid-1950s, initially finding success on television. His career truly skyrocketed with The Dick Van Dyke Show, 1961-1966, a series that earned him multiple Emmy Awards and cemented his place in television history. As the charming and hilarious Rob Petrie, Van Dyke captivated audiences with his impeccable comedic timing and chemistry with co-star Mary Tyler Moore. However, it was his role in Mary Poppins, 1964, that turned Van Dyke into a global superstar. His portrayal of Bert, the whimsical chimney sweep and street performer, was filled with heart, humor, and boundless energy. The film itself became a classic, and Van Dyke's performance remains one of the most memorable in cinematic history. His dances, songs, and antics continue to bring smiles to generations of viewers. Through the years, Van Dyke expanded his horizons, starring in films like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, 1968, Night at the Museum, 2006, and Dick Tracy, 1990, proving his versatility and enduring appeal. What's the secret to Dick Van Dyke's impressive longevity? It's simple: exercise. In a recent interview on the Where Everybody Knows Your Name podcast, the 99-year-old star shared that he owes much of his vitality to maintaining a regular workout routine. Despite being in his advanced years, Van Dyke exercises 3 times a week, with a focus on stretching and yoga, ensuring his body remains flexible and strong. "Get down and do a lot of stretching and yoga," Van Dyke said in the interview. His commitment to staying fit is something that has kept him feeling spry, allowing him to continue enjoying life to the fullest. He also incorporates fitness machines into his routine, making sure to get a full-body workout. His secret isn't just in working out, it's in his attitude towards life. He remains as joyful and upbeat as ever, radiating energy in everything he does. Van Dyke's fitness journey has become a source of inspiration for many, as he remains physically active and mentally sharp. In fact, his energy is legendary. Podcast host Ted Danson, who's known for his own infectious positivity, recalled seeing Van Dyke at the gym, commenting on how the actor would dance to the next workout station. Even at 99, Dick Van Dyke is still dancing through life. Dick Van Dyke's commitment to his health hasn't been without its challenges. Like many in his age group, Van Dyke has had his share of health scares, but he has always faced them with resilience. Most recently, Van Dyke has shown no signs of slowing down, despite the aging process. He's embraced a lifestyle of fitness and wellness that has helped him defy expectations, something that is rare for people of his age. In addition to physical health, Van Dyke has always taken care of his mental health. His positivity, wit, and sense of humor have not only made him a beloved figure on screen, but also a role model for those facing aging with grace. His ability to stay engaged with the world, whether it's performing in films or sharing laughs with his wife, Arlene Silver, demonstrates that aging can be a beautiful and fulfilling journey. Throughout his career, Dick Van Dyke has remained deeply connected to his family. In 2012, Van Dyke married Arlene Silver, who is 46 years younger than him, but their bond is undeniable. The couple shares a love for life that seems to defy age. Their dynamic relationship is filled with joy, and they enjoy spending time together, whether it's engaging in physical activities or simply sharing moments of laughter. Despite all his accomplishments, Van Dyke has always been a family man. He has 2 children from his previous marriage to Margie Willett, and his relationship with them has remained strong throughout the years. His commitment to his family is evident in the way he speaks about them, with pride, love, and admiration. As Dick Van Dyke nears his 100th birthday in December 2025, he continues to remain a beloved figure in the entertainment industry. His health remains stellar, and he has maintained an unbreakable bond with his fans. His recent appearance on Where Everybody Knows Your Name sparked a flurry of excitement online, and fans across the world took to social media to express their admiration for the man who has given so much joy to generations of viewers. In 2024, Van Dyke made headlines not just for his health, but for his decision to stay in his Malibu home, despite the growing threat of wildfires in California. While many would have evacuated, Van Dyke chose to stay, demonstrating his steadfast love for his home and his refusal to be driven away by fear. His wife, Arlene, shared in an Instagram live session that although their guest house caught fire, their main home remained intact. Dick Van Dyke's legacy goes beyond his entertainment career. His ability to adapt to the aging process with such vigor and joy offers a shining example of how to live life to the fullest. His sense of humor, work ethic, and commitment to his health have helped him remain an iconic figure in Hollywood. As he continues to celebrate each new year with energy and passion, Van Dyke serves as a reminder that age is not an obstacle, but an opportunity to live even more fully. His upcoming 100th birthday promises to be another milestone in a life that has been rich with achievement, joy, and laughter. Dick Van Dyke's remarkable journey has touched hearts and inspired many, and his influence is likely to be felt for generations to come. There is no doubt that this iconic performer will continue to inspire us all, reminding us that with a little laughter, a lot of love, and the right attitude, we can all dance through life, just like Dick Van Dyke.
How dark this world would be.
Mike Berry was a cherished British entertainer whose voice and charm lit up both the airwaves and television screens for over 6 decades. Born in 1942, Berry first made his name in the early 1960s as a rising rock and roll singer, earning comparisons to Buddy Holly with hits like Tribute to Buddy Holly and Don't You Think It's Time. His smooth vocals and boyish energy captivated fans across the UK and beyond. As his music career flourished, Berry found himself sharing stages with legends, touring alongside the Beatles and the Rolling Stones during the golden age of British pop. But it was his warm presence as an actor that brought him into millions of homes. From 1979 to 1981, he starred in Worzel Gummidge as Mr. Peters, and later became the beloved Mr. Spooner on the BBC comedy classic Are You Being Served? From 1981 to 1985, becoming the show's last surviving regular cast member. Even in his later years, Berry never stepped away from the spotlight. His final live show, a sold-out performance at the Half Moon in London in February 2025, was a celebration of a life in show business. Just weeks later, on April 11, 2025, Mike Berry passed away peacefully at home at the age of 82, surrounded by family. His longtime manager, Peter Stockton, confirmed the news. Mike Berry's legacy is one of joy, melody, and humor, a career that spanned over 64 years, filled with music that stirred hearts and roles that sparked laughter. What's your favorite Mike Berry moment? A song, a scene, a memory? Share it below and help us celebrate the life of a true entertainer who never stopped giving his all.
Yes, well, let us say, for the sake of argument, the cash can be made available.
Our next piece of news honors a stage and screen legend whose voice once sent chills through theaters and whose career spanned continents and decades. We're talking about Clive Ril, the brilliant actor who first gave life to Emperor Palpatine in The Empire Strikes Back. And before we begin, we want to hear from you. Which Clive Ril performance stays with you most? Was it his Shakespearean roles, his Broadway musicals, or that unforgettable disturbance in the Force? Let us know in the comments. Your memories matter. Clive Ril passed away on March 11, 2025, at age 94, after a long and courageous battle with dementia. His daughter, Clara Rogers, confirmed the news, closing a chapter in the life of one of the great character actors of the 20th century. Born in Wellington, New Zealand in 1930, Revil's journey to greatness began when he was invited by Laurence Olivier himself to study at the Old Vic Theatre School. What followed was a dazzling career: 2 Tony nominations for Irma la Douce and Oliver, a Golden Globe nod for Billy Wilder's Avanti, and dozens of roles across film and television. He could transform into anyone, from hotel managers to haunted physicists to Shakespearean villains. His voice, rich and ominous, gave Emperor Palpatine his first breath in 1980's Star Wars, and though the role was later recast, fans never forgot Revil's original delivery. He also voiced Alfred Pennyworth in Batman, the animated series, and appeared in countless cult classics, from The Legend of Hell House to Columbo. Clive Ril didn't just play roles, he embodied them, and his work lives on in every stage, screen, and voice performance he left behind. Which of his performances meant the most to you? Join us in celebrating a true original. In the comments, in your memories, and in the voices that still echo.
Say too much, except there's a wonderful set by David Rockwell that Lapine fearlessly.
William Finn was a visionary voice in American musical theater, celebrated for crafting stories that blended deep emotion with lyrical brilliance. Born on February 28, 1952, in Natick, Massachusetts, Finn emerged as a powerful force on Broadway, known for musicals that weren't afraid to speak boldly about love, identity, and mortality. He reached the pinnacle of his career with Falsettos, a groundbreaking musical that explored the complexities of family and relationships during the early AIDS era. This deeply personal work earned him 2 Tony Awards in 1992 for Best Score and Best Book, and solidified his place among Broadway's greats. Later, in 2005, he brought laughter and humanity to the stage with the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, another Tony-winning hit that became a fan favorite across generations. In 1998, Finn faced one of the most difficult chapters of his life, a serious health battle that led to brain surgery. Instead of retreating, he transformed his experience into art, penning A New Brain, a musical that gave voice to his fears, his fight, and ultimately, his hope. It became one of his most heartfelt works and a testament to his resilience. On April 7, 2025, William Finn passed away at the age of 73 following a lengthy illness. His passing was confirmed by his longtime agent, Ron Guiazda. He is survived by his partner, Arthur Salvador. William Finn's legacy endures in every heartfelt lyric and soaring melody he wrote. He taught us that even in life's darkest moments, there is humor, honesty, and grace, and in the theater, a home for every voice. Bob Brier was more than a drummer. He was the pulse behind one of the most influential rock bands of the early 2000s. Born in 1979 in Chicago, Bob first made his mark as a sound engineer before joining My Chemical Romance in 2004. It was a pivotal time for the band, and Bob's entry helped shape the thunderous energy and emotion of their iconic album, The Black Parade. Known for his explosive yet precise drumming, Bob toured globally with MCR during their rise to stardom. His performances on songs like Famous Last Words and Welcome to the Black Parade brought raw power and depth that resonated with a generation. He played with the group until 2010, contributing to the creative direction of Danger Days, and then stepped away from the spotlight with quiet dignity. On November 26, 2024, Bob Brier was found at his home in Tennessee at the age of 44. Authorities later confirmed that while various items were found at the scene, the official cause of passing was ruled undetermined. Despite this uncertainty, what remains clear is the impact Bob made on fans and fellow musicians alike. His former bandmates paid tribute with heartfelt words. Bob was an important part of the history of My Chemical Romance. Fans echoed that sentiment across the world, remembering not only his drumming, but his warm presence and quiet humor. Bob Brier leaves behind a legacy of music that spoke to pain, passion, and perseverance. His rhythm continues to beat in the hearts of those who found comfort in the songs he helped create. Let us know. What's your favorite memory of Bob's time with MCR? Share it in the comments and help us celebrate a life lived in sync with the sound of emotion.
A group of Memphis photographers. One of the prime one was William Eggleston, of course, now a well-known photographer. But
if you've ever felt the power of a groove that bridges soul and rock, you've likely heard the work of Terry Manning. Born and raised in El Paso, Texas, Manning carved a legendary path through the golden era of American music. As a young guitarist, he moved to Memphis and became a pivotal figure at Stax Records, a label that changed the landscape of pop, soul, and R&B. Manning engineered and helped produce classics like I'll Take You There and Respect Yourself by the Staple Singers, contributing to the unmistakable sound of Memphis soul. His production style blended musical worlds, uniting artists across genres and racial lines in a moment of true collaboration. Terry's career was as diverse as it was long. From recording Led Zeppelin Through and ZZ Top's Eliminator, to working with Shania Twain and Lenny Kravitz in the Bahamas at Compass Point Studios, his fingerprints are on some of music's most iconic records. But Terry wasn't just behind the board. He released his own solo album, Home Sweet Home, in 1970, and was also a deeply passionate photographer, capturing legends like Jimi Hendrix and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. through his lens. On March 25, 2025, Terry Manning passed away at the age of 77 due to a heart aneurysm. The news was confirmed by his wife, Janet Manning, who also announced the creation of a Men's Health Awareness Foundation in his honor. Terry Manning leaves behind a legacy of sound and soul, of rhythm and reflection. From the studios of Memphis to the stages of the world, his work continues to echo, timeless, fearless, and profoundly human.
Designed to foster spiritual enlightenment. Mike Rinder grew up in the church, but he told me he went from wanting to...
Mike Rinder was a powerful voice for truth and accountability, a man who transformed personal courage into public service. Born in Adelaide, Australia in 1955, Mike was raised in the Church of Scientology and climbed to its highest ranks, serving as an international spokesperson and head of its Office of Special Affairs. But in 2007, after decades of witnessing harm and abuse, he walked away from it all. That decision marked the beginning of a bold new chapter, one dedicated to helping others heal. To many Americans, Mike became a familiar and trusted face through Leah Remini, Scientology and the Aftermath, the Emmy-winning docuseries he co-hosted from 2016 to 2019. His partnership with Leah Remini extended to their podcast Scientology, Fair Game, and his memoir A Billion Years offered an unflinching account of life inside and beyond the organization. For thousands of viewers and survivors, Mike was a guide, an advocate, and a symbol of hope. In June 2023, Mike was diagnosed with esophageal cancer. For over a year, he continued to support his family, speak out against injustice, and connect with the countless lives he touched, facing every challenge with the same strength that defined his journey. On January 5, 2025, he passed away at age 69 at a hospice center in Florida, with his wife and children by his side. Mike Rinder leaves behind more than a legacy of television and books. He leaves a blueprint for transformation, empathy, and resilience. His story reminds us that it's never too late to stand up, speak out, and make things right. His voice may be quiet now, but his impact continues to echo around the world.
And then when handed a child, that realization of having to take control meant so much.
Andrea Blaugrund-Nevins was a gifted storyteller whose voice brought grace, insight, and empathy to screens across America. Born in New York City on March 15, 1962, and raised in a family steeped in the arts, Andrea carried that creative spirit with her throughout a remarkable career. A Harvard graduate, she began in journalism, earning an Emmy for her work at NPR and ABC News before stepping behind the camera as a documentarian. Andrea made an immediate impact with Still Kicking, 1997, an Oscar-nominated film celebrating the joy and resilience of senior performers in a Palm Springs review. Her curiosity and compassion would lead her to explore subjects often overlooked: punk rock dads in The Other F Word, retiring NFL players in Play It Forward, and the cultural legacy of Barbie in Tiny Shoulders. Her final film, The Cowboy and the Queen, 2023, told the story of an unexpected friendship that bridged continents and cultures. She passed away on April 12, 2025, at age 63, after facing breast cancer with quiet courage. Surrounded by her family and beloved dogs at home in Los Angeles, she left this world with the same dignity and warmth she brought to her work. Beyond film, Andrea was a philanthropist and community builder, co-founding LA's Icar Synagogue, Larchmont Charter School, and supporting causes for women and girls through the X Fund. Her legacy is not only in the films she made, but in the lives she touched, artists she inspired, stories she honored, and the hope she believed storytelling could bring. Andrea Blaugrund-Nevins reminded us that truth, when handled with care, can both heal and uplift. Cindiana Santangelo was a radiant presence in both film and television, an actress and model whose elegance and charisma left a lasting impression. Best remembered for her role as Sierra Madre, the unforgettable dancer at the Jiggly Room in Married. With children, she brought charm and vitality to every project she touched. Over the years, she made memorable appearances on hit shows like ER and CSI, Miami, and graced the big screen alongside Harrison Ford and Josh Hartnett in Hollywood Homicide, 2003. Her journey into the entertainment world began with music, dancing in the iconic 1989 music video for Young MC's Bust a Move, and lending her voice to the opening of Jane's Addiction's Stop. Frontman Perry Farrell once called her the Latin Marilyn Monroe, a title that perfectly captured her unique blend of allure and soul. Born in New York and raised on the West Coast, Cindiana earned scholarships to the Lee Strasberg School in London and studied at both NYU's Tisch School of the Arts and USC's School of Cinema and Television. She was deeply passionate about her craft and equally devoted to her family, especially her two sons, whom she often celebrated on social media with heartfelt words. On March 24, 2025, Cindiana passed away at the age of 58, following a medical emergency at her home in Malibu. Authorities reported that she had recently undergone cosmetic procedures, and an official determination is still pending. Those who knew her personally describe her as light-filled, compassionate, and deeply loving. Her legacy lives on through the characters she brought to life, the memories she created with loved ones, and the lasting impression she made on fans across generations.
Take me in.
Our next story honors a radiant voice in British entertainment, whose charm and talent resonated far beyond the stage. Today, we remember Clara Rogers, the Northern Irish singer, whose vibrant career left a joyful imprint on both sides of the Atlantic. And before we begin, do you remember her Eurovision performance? What was your favorite Clara Rogers song? Tell us in the comments. Your memories help keep her music alive. Born in Warren Point, County Down in 1947, Clara began performing at just 15 and quickly rose to fame in the late 1960s with hits like Come Back and Shake Me and Goodnight Midnight. By 1969, she was the UK's top-selling female singles artist. But it was in 1971 that she captured international attention, representing the United Kingdom at the Eurovision Song Contest with Jack in the Box, a performance that placed her fourth and became her signature hit. Clara's popularity soared as she became a familiar face on television, appearing on Top of the Pops, The Two Ronnies, The Morecambe and Wise Show, and even in West End musicals like Blood Brothers and Pump Boys and Dinettes. She was known not only for her powerful voice, which she once insured for £1 million, but for her effervescent stage presence and unshakable optimism, even in the face of adversity. Clara passed away on April 18, 2025, at the age of 78 after a 3-year illness. Her son Sam described her as the rock of our family, adding that she lived a life filled with love, music, and joy. Her voice may be silent now, but the songs and memories she gave us will continue to echo. What's your favorite Clara Rogers performance? Share it below, and let's celebrate a life that brought so much music into the world. Paul Damato was an unforgettable presence in American film and television, an actor whose rugged charm and natural athleticism made him a standout both on screen and in life. Born in Worcester, Massachusetts in 1948 and raised in nearby Spencer, Paul found his early passions in both theater and hockey, eventually blending the two in a way few could. After serving in the U.S. Army, Paul studied speech and theater at Emerson College, where he also played for the school's hockey team. That rare combination of performance skill and on-ice prowess led to the role that would define his career. Tim Dr. Hook McCracken in the 1977 sports comedy Slapshot, opposite Paul Newman. With wild eyes and a fearsome hockey stick, Paul's character became a cult icon, delivering a performance that was both menacing and magnetic. For fans of the film, his portrayal of Dr. Hook remains legendary. But Paul was no one-role wonder. He went on to appear in acclaimed films like The Deer Hunter, Heaven's Gate, and Heaven Can Wait, and he graced the small screen with roles in Law & Order, The $6 Million Man, and The Unusuals. His love for storytelling continued on the stage, where he performed off-Broadway and remained connected to his craft. In his later years, Paul returned to his roots in Massachusetts, working at a ski shop and living a quiet life with his longtime partner, Marina Ree. After a 4-year battle with progressive supranuclear palsy, he passed peacefully at home on February 19, 2024, at age 75. Paul Damato leaves behind a legacy of grit, generosity, and unforgettable characters. He was a true original, one who skated through life with passion and purpose, both on the ice and beyond.
I tell my troubles to away from the crowd. Girl number 3 makes me...
Do you remember Patrick Adiarte, the poised young prince in The King and I, the wise-cracking brother in Flower Drum Song, or perhaps Hojan, the soft-spoken houseboy who quietly stole hearts on MASH? For many, his presence on stage and screen wasn't just entertainment, it was representation, resilience, and heart. Born in Manila in 1942, Patrick's early life was marked by unimaginable hardship. As a young child during World War II, he and his family endured internment and injury before finding refuge in the United States. By age 10, he was performing on Broadway in The King and I, and not long after, he earned the role of Prince Chulalongkorn in the 1956 film adaptation. With elegance and strength, he brought dignity to roles rarely offered to Asian American actors at the time. Patrick's talents extended beyond acting. He was a gifted dancer, mentored by none other than Gene Kelly, who once said, "If there's going to be another Fred Astaire, it might as well be Pat." His performances in Flower Drum Song and as a regular dancer on Hullabaloo showed his extraordinary versatility. In the 1970s, a new generation of viewers came to know him as Ho-Jon on MASH, a character whose storyline reflected both sorrow and hope. Patrick stepped away from Hollywood in later years to teach, sharing his passion for the arts with new generations. On April 15, 2025, Patrick Adiarte passed peacefully in Los Angeles at the age of 82 due to complications from pneumonia. His legacy lives on through every performance, every barrier he helped break, and every life he touched. For those who watched him grow on screen, Patrick wasn't just an actor. He was a pioneer, a storyteller, and a quiet force for change.
Lockstep.
Lockstep.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Breaking news. Let's talk about a man who has captivated the world through his charisma, talent, and generosity, a true symbol of elegance and heart. We are talking about none other than George Clooney, an icon in Hollywood whose journey from leading man to humanitarian has made an indelible impact. Before we dive into his remarkable journey, we'd love to hear from you. On a scale of 0 to 10, how much do you admire George Clooney? Tell us in the comments. Your voice truly matters. From a young rising star to a seasoned Hollywood veteran, Clooney's life has been a testament to resilience, adaptability, and an unwavering commitment to excellence. Born on May 6, 1961, in Lexington, Kentucky, George Clooney's rise to fame has been nothing short of extraordinary. Known for his undeniable charm and wit, he quickly became a household name, thanks to his breakthrough role as Dr. Doug Ross on the NBC medical drama ER, where his performance won over millions of viewers worldwide. But Clooney's career didn't stop at television. His successful transition into film, directing, and producing shows the true extent of his talent and ambition. A career marked by legendary roles and creative pursuits. Clooney's rise to stardom began in 1994 when he joined the cast of ER. His portrayal of the compassionate and dashing Dr. Ross made him a fan favorite and earned him numerous accolades, including 3 Golden Globe nominations and 2 Primetime Emmy nominations. However, it wasn't just his television success that defined him. Clooney quickly made a name for himself in the film industry, starring in iconic movies such as Ocean's 11, Syriana, Up in the Air, and The Descendants. His acting prowess earned him critical acclaim, including an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for his role in Syriana. Not one to limit himself, Clooney also ventured into directing and producing, further solidifying his legacy. He directed the critically acclaimed Good Night and Good Luck, which earned 6 Academy Award nominations and showcased his ability to tell powerful stories. His producing work also brought him success with Argo, a film that won the Academy Award for Best Picture in 2013. While Clooney's career has been the subject of much attention, his personal life has also garnered significant interest, particularly his marriage to Amal Alamuddin, a renowned human rights lawyer. The couple married in 2014, and since then, Clooney has often spoken about how Amal has brought balance and joy into his life. Together, they have twin children, Ella and Alexander, born in 2017. In recent interviews, Clooney has revealed that his relationship with Amal has been a grounding force in his life. Despite their busy schedules, they maintain a strong and supportive relationship, and Clooney has shared that he feels grateful for meeting her later in life. Their shared commitment to humanitarian causes and family values has only strengthened their bond. Clooney is perhaps just as well known for his philanthropic work as he is for his career in Hollywood. He has been deeply involved in advocating for social justice, human rights, and environmental causes. In 2008, Clooney was appointed as a United Nations Messenger of Peace, using his platform to draw attention to issues such as the Darfur conflict and global poverty. His commitment to giving back was further solidified when he co-founded Casamigos Tequila, a venture he later sold for a reported $1 billion in 2017. This sale allowed him to devote more time to charitable work, including supporting refugees and human rights efforts globally. Clooney has used his success to advocate for change, aligning himself with causes that aim to improve the world for future generations. As Clooney continues to evolve in his career, it's clear that his journey is far from over. The actor-turned-director-turned-humanitarian shows no signs of slowing down, and fans continue to be inspired by his versatility, work ethic, and dedication to making the world a better place. From his ER days to his Broadway debut and everything in between, Clooney's impact on both the entertainment industry and the world at large is undeniable. So, how do you remember George Clooney? Is it his charm in Ocean's 11, his intensity in Syriana, or his leadership in humanitarian efforts? Whatever it may be, there's no denying that his journey is one of growth, resilience, and inspiration. Tell us your favorite memory of Clooney, and let's celebrate a man who has not only entertained us, but has also shown us how to use our influence for good.